Good evening, William in here, 1799. Glad you could come around. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button down there. Hit that little bell and icon. And pass this on. I would love to hear from you. I'm not going to pussyfoot around with this. I'm going to tell it like it is. And I'm going to tell you that in my mind, people in the firearm world or the gun world, we'll shorten it down to that point, are too complacent. Some believe that, well, you know, we got all these organizations, we're going to win this court case, or we're going to the Supreme Court, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Let me tell you something. These states, these 12 states that are under the control of the Democratic Party are doing everything they can to come up every dirty, rotten bill they can stick out there. New Jersey just put 6 of them out there recently. There was actually 2 or 3 before that. They're looking for loopholes. California put out some new gun laws. Illinois put out some new gun laws. Washington State put out a few new gun laws and got them through. They're being challenged though. Maine put out one. New York's always putting out some stupid gun laws. And the list goes on. The Democratic Party is under a lot of pressure to disarm the American people. Plain and simple. And I have my own personal opinion. I think I know who it is, and I think I know why. They did to Canada. They allowed it. They did a lot in Mexico, which is, they're not allowed to own firearms, by the way. That's just certain few. And they only have one manufacturer down there. But those drugs that are coming through that border, those drug cartels, their armies are well equipped. I think we know who's involved. The same members who are buying up all this farmland and your military bases, the same entity that turned right around and brought these drones over your military bases. The same entity is spying on us all the time. Same entity that threatens Taiwan. The same entity that threatens Japan and the Philippines. And freedom of navigation. South China Sea. I believe they have a lot of influence here in the United States, and I believe the Democrats are under pressure. Because why else would they be so intense at stripping us of our constitutional rights? China don't believe in constitutional rights, by the way. You know, they don't believe in Western democracy. They don't believe in human rights. They don't believe free speech. They don't believe in freedom of religion. They don't believe. They believe in controlled media, which they control. They also don't like civil society. They don't believe individual rights. They don't believe separation of powers. And they don't like free general open elections. And they don't like citizens owning firearms. Sounds pretty interesting, isn't it? Almost identical. Right now, the Democrats are trying to find their way to how they can get reelected. But they're also in the same crazy nonsense that come up with to try to strip us of our constitutional rights. They just put some new laws up there, Democrats did, against us, and try to get them passed through the House and the Senate or whatever. Yes, you got entities out there, the Firearm Policy Coalition, the JOA, the NRA, and many, many great organizations out there. And you got a lot of entities out there that are providing information to you, like Guns and Gadgets, Liberty Doll, the Outdoors Academy, the whole 9 yards. All these people out there are providing all that information to you because they have access to it. And they're trying to educate you. But they're also trying to tell you you need to be vigilant. The Democrats don't give a damn about rights. They don't give a damn about anything. Because once they are able to disarm you, I guarantee you, you'll lose just a lot more than just your firearm rights. Take a look at North Korea, how those people live. Take a look at Russia, what they're doing to those poor people over there. Take a look what they did. They invaded Ukraine before, around the border, killing all those people. Look what happened to Israel. You can't make this stuff up. There are a lot of bad actors out there, but all these gun laws do nothing to go after these bad actors. They go after you. They blame the firearm. They blame the firearm for everything. But here's the catch to this. A lot of people have been killed just recently by vehicles. People just running into them, parades, just individuals, whatever. But we blame the driver. There's a lot of knife attacks and people have been getting killed by knife stabs and so forth. And just regular beatings. We blame the people, not the knife. People using baseball bats to assault individuals. We don't blame the baseball bat, we blame the person behind it. But when it comes down to firearm, no, we blame the firearm. That's why we need those gun laws. They don't stop crime. They enhance crime. They allow criminals to have free reign. Gun-free zones are the same damn, and it's a free target to any idiot out there that has a notion to hurt somebody. But see, Democrats have this issue. Because of one, we blame everybody. But you know what the funny thing is? When they lie, they cheat, and they steal, we blame the whole party. They don't like that. Well, it's tit for tat, right? You lie, you cheat, you steal from us. You're not a government of the people anymore. And then you threaten to disarm us. The Democrat Party is under a lot of pressure from somebody. But I say, well, let me go on full board, try to find the right law that can go around brewing, go right around the entire Second Amendment, or ban the Second Amendment, or whatever it is they want to do. This nonsense of banning high-capacity magazines makes no damn sense. Banning the rifle, the detachable magazine, makes no sense. Next thing, well, okay, you want to ban all semi-automatic weapons. Well, then we'll have revolvers and lever-action rifles and shotguns. Oh, you can't do that. You can't conceal that. Well, you want everything, but you don't want to compromise. Okay, fine. You don't want us to allow reciprocity across states. You don't want us to have concealed carry. You don't want us to have this. You don't want to have that. So you want this power. You want the same thing that China wants, or already has, that all these other communist dictating countries have. You are Americans. You are free people. They hate that. Democrats don't believe that freedom comes from a document, that comes from God, it comes from those who supposedly bled their lives away, because they don't care about that. Just like they don't care about the victims who lost their lives or the criminals that they're trying to protect. Because it sure as hell ain't protecting you. They make you the villain, you the criminal, because you own a firearm. That's why they make all these laws for. Yeah, you can have a firearm, but you cannot protect yourself. You can't carry it nowhere. We're going to give you outrageous insurances you're going to have to pay for. Nope, you can't afford insurance. We've got to take your firearms away from you. All this violates text, tradition, and history. Period. Because at the right time, the Second Amendment, none of this existed. None of this existed at all. Politicians weren't supposed to make this a career, neither. They weren't supposed to. They want to tell you what you can't do, limit what you can do, and make it harder for you to do it. Because we'll lock you up. I agree. If you can avoid trouble, walk away from it. But you need to practice with it. But if you can avoid a situation, then you turn around and you walk away from it. Now, if you can't avoid it, then you have to use a firearm for whatever reasons you need to. You better make sure that you got somebody in your corner protected, because these politicians don't. They'll use you as a statistic. There are a lot of laws out there that, that just make it harder and harder and harder for people. And these states don't abide by the Constitution. They don't abide by the Supreme Court. They don't abide by anything. And like in my state, all these politicians that want to get elected, this classic example here, all these politicians in my state that want to get elected, get this, we're going to cut your taxes, which is a lie. We're going to stand against Trump. We're going to stand against mega extremists. And we're going to push more for stronger gun control. It doesn't change. But they'll protect sanctuary cities. They'll protect these people. And make it a complete gun-free zone in your entire state if they can do it. This is a gun-free zone, you can't carry here. That's a gun-free zone, you can't carry there. That's a gun-free zone, you can't carry there. Wow. Oh, don't forget, we're going to add more fees and insurances too while we're at it. When people lose their lives because of gun control, it's horrible. When a bad actor walks into a restaurant or diner with 2 or 3 other bad actors and just decide to shoot up the damn place, because we have terrorists in our country, by the way, which is a politician that try to play it down. It's because those politicians and their laws killed those people as much as they were the ones who pulled the trigger by allowing those people to do it. Because nobody could stop them. And it's very simple. 3 bad actors walk in because, well, politicians made this gun-free zone. Nobody can carry a gun in there. That they have firearms, they have permits, they were trained to use them, but they can't carry them in there. Like, you can't carry over here. You're not allowed to carry over there. You can't carry over here. These bad actors know that. So what do? They hit the place, kill a bunch of people, injure a bunch of people. You think those politicians are going to sit there and take any responsibility for that? No. They're just as guilty as the guys who pulled the trigger. They're just as guilty as just giving these guys the keys to walk in. Hey, help yourself. But it's all for public safety. That's why we need more gun laws. Those guys got their guns from somewhere. They didn't get them legally. They got them out of the country, most likely. Probably from arms dealers. Probably from the underground. Most likely. Take a look at Iran, Iraq, and all these people. How do they get their guns? How Musk got their guns? Guns, arms dealers, traders. Call your senators and call your congressmen. Till then, keep your friends and family close. And keep a close eye. And like I said, be vigilant. Catch you around.